We are all looking for the same thing, aren't we? Every single one of us. We wake up, we toil, we sweat, we bleed, and underneath it all, there is this desperate, aching hunger. We just want to be okay. We want the noise to stop. There is an old story, simple as a stone, but heavy as a mountain. A man asked Gautama Buddha, "I want happiness." Buddha said, "First remove I, that's ego. Then remove want, that's desire. See now you are left with only happiness." It sounds too easy. It almost makes you angry, doesn't it? Because we have spent our whole lives building up that I. We polish it, we protect it. We scream, "Look at me, look at what I have done, look at what I suffer." And the want? That is the fuel of our modern world. We want the car, the lover, the status, the relief. We think if we just want hard enough, the universe will bend. But Buddha is telling us that the architecture of our misery is built into our grammar. The I separates you from the world. The want separates you from the now. Take them away. What is left? Just the state of being, just the quiet hum of existence. But that is hard. God, it is hard. Why? Because inside your skull, there is a riot going on. You know what I'm talking about. That voice that never sleeps. Buddha said, "There is nothing so disobedient as an undisciplined mind, and there is nothing so obedient as a disciplined mind." Think about your own head for a second. It is like a wild horse in a small room. It kicks down the furniture. It reminds you of a mistake you made 10 years ago while you're trying to sleep. It invents catastrophes that haven't happened yet. It is disobedient. It is a traitor in your own home. We let this wild thing lead us, and then we wonder why we end up in ditches. We wonder why we are exhausted. But he offers the flip side, an obedient mind. Can you feel the peace in that? A mind that sits when you tell it to sit? A mind that works for you, not against you. That is the goal. Not to silence the mind, but to train it, to make it a servant, not the master. But listen to the patience in this. Buddha taught that most problems, if you give them enough time and space, will eventually wear themselves out. We don't like to hear that. We want control. We want to put our hands on the problem and crush it. But nature doesn't rush. The storm rages and then it runs out of rain. The forest fire burns and then it dies. Your problems are organic things. They have a lifespan. Sometimes the bravest thing you can do is simply step back, give it air, let the muddy water settle. If you stop stirring it, the clarity comes back on its own. But we struggle to sit still because we are hurt. People have hurt us. The world has been cruel. And the instinct is to hit back, to bite the hand that strikes us. It feels just, doesn't it? It feels righteous. But it is a trap. Buddha reminds us, hatred does not cease by hatred, but only by love. This is the eternal rule. Notice he calls it an eternal rule, not a suggestion, not a nice idea, a rule, like gravity. You cannot throw a stone up and expect it not to fall, and you cannot throw hate at hate and expect peace. It just doubles the darkness. You are trying to wash blood off your hands with blood. It never works. It has never worked in the history of mankind. And where does this cycle start? Where does everything start? Inside. Buddha says the mind is everything. What you think, you become. Look around you right now. Look at your life. It is a physical manifestation of your internal state. If you think you are a victim, you will become a victim. The world will give you plenty of evidence to prove you right. If you think you are scarce, you will never have enough, no matter how much gold you bury in the yard. We look outside. We are obsessed with the external. We check the bank account. We check the mirror. We ask, am I enough yet? But Buddha told us, Happiness does not depend on what you have or who you are. It solely relies on what you think. There are kings who are miserable, weeping into silk pillows, and there are monks with nothing but a bowl who are laughing at the moon. How do you explain that? It's not the stuff. It's never been the stuff. It is the lens you view the stuff through. You could have the whole world, but if your mind is a prison, you are still a prisoner. So the war isn't out there. The war is right here, between your ears. Rule your mind, or it will rule you. That is the ultimatum. There is no middle ground. Either you drive the car, or you are tied up in the trunk. And most of us, we are in the trunk. We are being driven off cliffs by our insecurities, our fears, our jealousies. We scream, "Why is this happening to me?" when we handed over the keys a long time ago. Take them back. It is terrifying to take responsibility for your own misery, but it is the only way to be free. And you can't fake this work. You can't pretend to be enlightened. You can't wear a mask of peace while you are rotting inside. Buddha said, 3 things cannot hide for long: the moon, the sun, and the truth. You can hide the truth for a little while. You can bury it. You can lie to your family. You can lie to yourself. But the truth has a buoyancy. It always floats to the surface. Always. The cracks will show. The light will get in. So stop hiding. Stop pretending. The exposure is painful, yes, but the shadows are exhausting. Holding on to anger is like grasping a hot coal with the intent of throwing it at someone else. You are the one who gets burned. Look at your hand. It is charred. It is blistering. You think you are punishing them? They are out dancing. They are sleeping soundly. They forgot about you. But you are standing there, squeezing a burning rock, waiting for the perfect moment to throw it. The only thing dying is you. The only thing burning is your own peace. Drop it, not for them, for you. Let it fall. Let it go cold. The intellectual and spiritual legacy of Siddhartha Gautama, historically known as the Buddha, the Awakened One, stands as one of the most rigorous phenomenological investigations into the human condition ever recorded. Born in the Lumbini region of modern-day Nepal, roughly 2,500 years ago, the Buddha did not present himself as a deity, a messianic savior, or a conduit for divine revelation. Instead, he positioned himself as a loka vidu, a knower of the worlds, who, through relentless empirical investigation of his own consciousness, discovered the fundamental laws governing existence, suffering, and liberation. Your purpose in life is to find your purpose and give your whole heart and soul to it. We are not here to just exist. We are not here to just pay bills and die. There is a song in you. There is a reason you are here, breathing this air. Find it. It doesn't have to be grand. It doesn't have to be famous, but it has to be yours. And when you find it, do not hold back. Give your whole heart. Give your whole soul. Burn bright. You know, we spend our whole lives running. Look at you. Look at me. We are always breathless, aren't we? We're always chasing this ghost called tomorrow. We tell ourselves that once we get the job, once we find the lover, once the house is paid off, then we will breathe. Then we will smile. But that is the trap. That is the great illusion that steals your life while you're busy planning it. Buddha says there is no path to happiness. Happiness is the path. Stop looking for the destination. There is no there. There is only here. If you cannot find peace in the chaos of your Tuesday morning, you will not find it on a beach in Thailand. The gold isn't at the end of the rainbow. It's in the walking. It's in the way your feet touch the ground right now. It is a terrifying thought, maybe, but it's also the only freedom you will ever have. But why is it so hard? Why can't we just be happy? Buddha told us, nothing can harm you as much as your own thoughts unguarded. Unguarded. That's the key. An enemy might punch you in the jaw, and the bruise will heal in a week. But a thought, a dark, spiraling, unguarded thought, that can break you for a lifetime. It whispers that you aren't enough. It tells you everyone is laughing at you. It is a thief that breaks into your house at 3 a.m. and steals your sleep. You have to stand guard at the door of your mind. You have to watch what you let in. But it's not. It's just more poison. Buddha says, conquer the angry one by not getting angry. Conquer the wicked by goodness. Conquer the stingy by generosity, and the liar by speaking the truth. This is the hardest thing you will ever do. It requires a strength that looks like weakness to the foolish. To stand before a fire and not burn. To meet a clenched fist with an open hand. It isn't about letting them win. It's about not letting them change who you are. If you answer hate with hate, you become them. Do not lower yourself to their vibration. Stay high, stay clean. But listen closely. Buddha warns, do not look for a sanctuary in anyone except yourself. It sounds lonely, I know, but it is the truth. People leave, people die, people change. If your peace is built on the foundation of another person, you are building a castle on sand. The tide will come in. It always does. You must be your own cathedral. You must be the place you go to when the rain starts. If you cannot sit in a room alone with yourself and feel safe, you are homeless everywhere you go. A tiger attacks you because it is hungry. It's nature. It tears the flesh and you bleed. But a false friend? They attack you because they are empty. They tear at your spirit. They make you doubt your own sanity. They plant seeds of insecurity that grow into forests of despair. You can stitch up a wound on the arm, but how do you stitch up a betrayal? How do you put a trust back together once it's shattered? You can't. You have to walk away before the glass cuts you. Buddha believes that suffering arises because the human mind desires stability in a universe that offers none. We crave permanent youth, lasting romance, and enduring status. When these inevitably change, we experience anguish. The wisdom of anicca is not to deny change, but to align one's expectations with it. Buddha says, words do not express thoughts very well. Language is a clumsy tool. It's a cup trying to hold the ocean. You say, I'm sad, but that doesn't capture the hollow ache in your chest. You say, I love you, but that doesn't capture the terrifying vastness of your devotion. We are always translating our souls into broken sounds, and so much gets lost in the translation. We are islands, shouting across the water, hoping someone understands the signal. Buddha told us, hatred does not cease by hatred, but only by love. This is the eternal rule. Eternal, not a suggestion, a rule. You cannot wash blood with blood. It only makes the stain deeper. You have to drop the rock. You have to let it go. Not for them. They might not deserve it, but for you, for your own heart. Love, in this sense, isn't romance. It's the refusal to carry the burning coal of hate. It is the water that puts out the fire. But how can you love someone who doesn't understand you? Someone who sees you clearly? Buddha says, true love is born from understanding. You cannot love what you do not know. If you want to love someone, you have to look at them, really look at them. See their scars, see their fears, see the childhood trauma they hide behind their arrogance. When you understand why someone acts the way they do, the judgment fades and compassion takes its place. You realize they aren't evil, they are just suffering. And suddenly, it's easier to love them. But be careful. Even when you understand, Even when you love, watch your mouth. We are so careless with our speech. We throw words around like confetti, forgetting they have weight. Buddha says, "The tongue, like a sharp knife, kills without drawing blood." We have all done it, said something in a moment of heat that we would give anything to take back. A sarcastic comment, a sharp criticism. It takes 3 seconds to say and 30 years to forget. You don't see the blood, so you think there's no damage, but you have cut them. You have sliced a piece of their confidence. You have severed a bond. The tongue is the only weapon that grows sharper with use. Sheathe it. Have you ever been awake at 4 a.m., staring at the ceiling, waiting for the sun? It feels like an eternity, doesn't it? Buddha says, "Long is the night to him who is awake. Long is a mile to him who is tired. Long is life to the foolish who do not know the true law." When you are tired, a single mile feels like a marathon. When you are anxious, a single night feels like a year. And when you are foolish, when you live in ignorance, chasing the wrong things, fighting the wrong battles, life feels like a long, hard punishment. You look around today, and what do you see? Really look. It's loud. It's angry. The whole world feels like it's sitting on a powder keg, and everyone is holding a match. We are so tired, aren't we? Tired of the fighting. Tired of the noise. We think if we scream louder than the other guy, we'll win. If we hurt them back just a little bit harder, we'll finally be safe. It's quiet. It's hard. But it's the only thing that works. Buddha taught that ancient wisdom has advocated a different, timeless strategy to overcome hatred. This eternal wisdom is to meet hatred with non-hatred. Think about that. He told us that the method of trying to conquer hatred through hatred never succeeds in overcoming hatred. It's like trying to wash blood off your hands with more blood. It just makes a bigger mess. You scream, they scream. You hit, they hit. The wheel just keeps turning, grinding us all down into dust. But Buddha says the method of overcoming hatred through non-hatred is eternally effective. It stops the wheel. It's the only thing that breaks the chain. And I know how impossible that sounds when your blood is boiling, when you've been wronged. You want justice. But usually what we call justice is just revenge in a fancy suit. To drop the stone, that takes a strength most of us are afraid to use. You have to find a center that doesn't move when the world starts shaking. Buddha says, even as a solid rock is unshaken by the wind, so are the wise unshaken by praise or blame. Just let that settle in. A solid rock. The wind screams at it, the rain beats on it, the sun scorches it. Does the rock care? Does the rock apologize? Does the rock ask the wind for validation? No, it just is. That is where you need to be. Let them praise you. It's just wind. Let them blame you. It's just wind. If you know who you are, the noise doesn't matter. But where do you find that? Where is that solid ground? We are looking in the wrong direction. Buddha says, the way is not in the sky. The way is in the heart. It's terrifying, isn't it? To realize that the thing you've been searching for has been sitting inside your own chest the whole time. You can't run to a mountaintop to escape your problems because you take your mind with you. The chaos isn't in the city. The chaos is in you. The peace isn't in the retreat. The peace is in you. It's all in the heart. And that brings us to the scariest truth of all, the one that keeps me up at night. We are the architects of this mess. We aren't victims of the world. We are the creators of it. Buddha says, our life is shaped by our mind. We become what we think. If you think the world is a dark, hostile place, guess what? You'll find darkness in the middle of a sunny day. You will seek it out. You will create it. Your mind is a garden. If you plant seeds of anger, you're going to harvest a forest of thorns. You can't plant poison and expect to eat fruit. We become what we think. So, how do we break out? How do we change the mind? It's not just about sitting in silence and humming. It's about action. It's about what you do with these hands. We are so obsessed with finding ourselves or being happy. Me, me, me. But happiness is a shy guest. If you chase it, it runs. Buddha told us, happiness comes when your work and words are of benefit to others. It's a paradox. You want to feel better? Stop thinking about yourself. Go help someone else carry their load. But I know what you're thinking. I'll start tomorrow. I'm not ready. I don't know enough yet. We are masters of delay. We stand at the edge of the water, dipping a toe in, talking about swimming, reading books about swimming, but never actually jumping in. Buddha says, there are only 2 mistakes one can make along the road to truth: not going all the way and not starting. Just 2 mistakes. Most of us are guilty of the first one, not starting. We are paralyzed by the what ifs. And the rest of us? We start, it gets hard, the road gets steep, and we turn back. We don't go all the way. And when you walk, don't walk in the dark. Carry a light. But here is the beautiful secret about light. Buddha says if you light a lamp for somebody, it will also brighten your path. You can't help someone else without helping yourself. It's physically impossible. When you forgive, you free yourself. When you give, you receive. But be careful. Don't just do things because I say so, or because a book says so, or because society says so. We live in an age of blind followers. We pick a team, we pick a side, and we turn off our brains. Buddha warned us. He said, to force oneself to believe and to accept a thing without understanding is political and not spiritual or intellectual. Blind faith is dangerous. It's a weapon. True spirituality isn't about obedience. It's about understanding. It's about seeing the truth for yourself. And at the end of the day, when the game is over, what is the score? What are we actually counting? Bank accounts? Followers? Trophies? Those things rust. They fade. Buddha told us what real wealth is. He said, health is the greatest gift, contentment the greatest wealth, faithfulness the best relationship. If you can breathe without pain, you are rich. If you can sit in a quiet room and feel okay with what you have, you are wealthier than a king. And if you have someone who stays, someone loyal, that is better than any status symbol. We trade our health for money, then spend our money trying to buy back our health. We trade our contentment for ambition. We trade faithfulness for excitement. And we end up poor. Broken bodies, restless minds, empty beds. We have to stop fighting the wrong wars. We have to put down the armor. I look at people arguing, hating, tearing each other apart online and in the streets. They think they are strong. They think they are warriors. But they aren't. Buddha says, those who attempt to conquer hatred by hatred are like warriors who take weapons to overcome others who bear arms. It's just more war. It's just more death. The true warrior is the one who can stand in the middle of the battlefield, surrounded by arrows, and choose peace. That is the philosophy that changes a life. Not winning the war, but ending it. You know, we spend so much of our lives looking over our shoulders, We watch the shadows, we build high walls, we lock our doors at night because we're terrified of what's out there. We fear the thief, the rival, the person who whispered something cruel behind our back. We think the danger is external, that it's coming for us, but we are looking in the wrong direction. Buddha says, more than those who hate you, more than all your enemies, an undisciplined mind does greater harm. Think about that. An enemy can strike you once. Maybe they break your bone. Maybe they steal your coin. But an undisciplined mind? It strikes you 1,000 times a day. It replays the insult over and over until it hurts more than the moment it was spoken. It takes a small worry and spins it into a catastrophe. It is a wild animal trapped in a small room, tearing everything apart. You have to be a soldier in your own home. You cannot just leave the gates open and let every dark, rotting thought walk in and sit at your table. You have to stand watch. It is exhausting, I know. It is tired work, but it is the only work that matters. Buddha told us, be vigilant, guard your mind against negative thoughts. Because thoughts are like seeds. If a wind blows a weed seed into your garden and you just look at it and say, oh well, soon you will have a jungle of thorns. You won't be able to walk through your own mind without getting cut. You have to catch them at the gate. You have to say, no, you don't belong here. Buddha explains it like this. When you like a flower, you just pluck it. But when you love a flower, you water it daily. It's such a simple truth, isn't it? But it breaks my heart every time I hear it. Because how many flowers have we plucked? How many relationships have we ruined because we wanted to have them rather than nurture them? To pluck the flower is to say, you exist for my pleasure right now, and the flower dies. It wilts in your hand. But to water it, that is patience. That is standing in the sun and the rain. That is watching something grow without needing to control how it grows. It requires a stillness that most of us don't have. But look at nature. Buddha says, learn this from water. Loud splashes the brook, but the ocean's depths are calm. The brook is shallow. It hits every rock and screams about it. It's frantic. But the ocean is deep. It holds the power of the entire world, yet on the surface, it can be glass. The wisest people I have ever met, they didn't talk much. They didn't need to shout to be heard. Their presence was heavy, like the tide. And when you do speak, be careful. Be so careful. We throw words around like they are nothing, like they are just air. But they are not air. They are architects. They build bridges and they burn cities. Buddha reminded us that words have the power to both destroy and heal. I have seen strong men broken by a sentence, and I have seen dying men brought back to life by a whisper of hope. Your tongue is a weapon and a medicine. You get to choose which one you pull out. The Buddha's pedagogical approach is frequently likened to that of a physician. In the earliest strata of the texts, his methodology mirrors a medical diagnosis. He identifies the illness, which is suffering, isolates the pathogen, which is craving, issues a prognosis that a cure is possible, which is cessation, and finally prescribes a specific regimen of treatment, which is called magga, or the path. This pragmatic orientation distinguishes Buddhism from speculative metaphysics. Every teaching is intended as a tool for the cessation of stress and the realization of unconditioned peace. Buddha says, to be idle is a short road to death, and to be diligent is a way of life. Foolish people are idle, wise people are diligent. Diligence isn't just about making money or building a house. It's about showing up. It's about showing up for your life. The idle man is waiting for life to happen to him. He is waiting for a sign. He is waiting for the perfect moment. And while he waits, he dies, inch by inch. The wise man knows the perfect moment never comes, so he works. He sweeps the floor, he tends the garden, he sharpens his mind, he engages with the struggle. That is where the life is, not in the result, but in the doing. But that is not how light works. That is the physics of stone, not the physics of spirit. Buddha told us, thousands of candles can be lit from a single candle, and the life of the candle will not be shortened. Happiness never decreases by being shared. Giving takes nothing from you. If you smile at a stranger, do you lose your smile? If you give someone hope, do you have less hope? No, you have more. The room gets brighter. So why are we so angry? Why are we so bitter? We hold on to grudges like they are treasures. We nurse our anger. We feed it. We think our anger is punishing the person who hurt us. We think if we stay mad enough, they will feel it. They don't feel it. They are out dancing. They are sleeping soundly. You are the one staying awake. You are the one swallowing poison and expecting the other person to die. Buddha says, anger is the punishment we give ourselves for someone else's mistake. Let that sink in. It is a punishment. You are punishing yourself. You are building a prison cell out of a memory and locking yourself inside. Put it down. It is too heavy. It is burning your hands. Just let it drop. Because in the end, it all comes back to the start. It comes back to the mind. The cycle keeps turning. We look for enemies. We look for monsters. But the only thing that can truly break you is already inside you. Buddha says, your worst enemy cannot hurt you as much as your own thoughts when you haven't mastered them. And that is the terrifying truth, but it is also the most hopeful truth. Because if the enemy is inside, then the hero is inside too. You don't need to change the world to find peace. You don't need to change your neighbor or your boss or the government. You have to change the conversation you are having with yourself. Because everything out there, the trees, the wars, the love, the heartbreak, it is all filtered through you. It is all painted by your perception. Buddha gave us the ultimate key when he said, we are what we think. All that we are arises with our thoughts. With our thoughts, we make the world. You make the world. Every morning you wake up and you build it again. If you think the world is a cruel, dark place, you will find cruelty in every corner. If you think the world is a place of learning and light, you will find a lesson in every stone. It is your masterpiece, or your tragedy. The brush is in your hand. We spend so much time trying to fix the world outside of us. We build houses, we chase money, we try to shape the people around us into something we can tolerate. But we forget the vessel, the actual machinery that lets us experience any of it. We run it into the ground. We feed it poison. We deprive it of rest. And then we wonder why the world looks so gray, why everything feels like such a struggle. It starts with the flesh. It has to. You cannot build a cathedral on a swamp. Buddha says, to keep the body in good health is a duty. Otherwise, we shall not be able to keep our minds strong and clear. It's a duty, not a vanity project, not something you do just to look good in a mirror. It is the rent you pay for living. Because when the body is weak, the mind is a foggy window. You can't see the truth through it. You only see your own exhaustion. You only see the pain. And a mind clouded by a broken body cannot find peace. It can only find sleep. But let's say you fix the vessel. Let's say the house is clean. What about the ghost living inside it? We think happiness is something we have to go out and hunt, like it's a wild animal hiding in the bushes. And if we're just smart enough or fast enough or rich enough, we can catch it. We chase it until we're breathless. But we've got the direction all wrong. Buddha told us, when the mind is pure, Joy follows like a shadow that never leaves. Think about that. A shadow. You don't have to drag your shadow behind you. You don't have to tie a rope to it to make sure it keeps up. It just follows. It is a consequence of where you stand in the light. If your mind is clear, if your intentions are clean, you don't have to chase happiness. It haunts you in the best possible way. It becomes your constant companion, darker than the night, brighter than the sun, always right at your heels. But we struggle with this purity, don't we? Because we are possessive creatures. We see something beautiful, a person, a moment, a feeling, and our first instinct is to grab it, to clench our fist around it. We think that owning something is the same as loving it. It isn't. Buddha says, you don't gather the beauty of a flower by plucking her petals. When you pluck the petals, you aren't gathering beauty. You are holding death. You are holding the debris of something that was beautiful until you touched it with your greed. We do this to people all the time. We pick them apart, trying to make them fit our needs, trying to own the parts of them we like, and in the process, we destroy the very thing that drew us to them. To appreciate beauty is to let it be, to let it live, to let it die on its own terms, not yours. And this desire to control, to force the world to be what we want, it breeds fire. It breeds heat in the belly. We call it anger. We call it being right. But it's really just a lack of understanding. We think our rage makes us strong. We think it makes us formidable. But the old masters knew better. Buddha says, the growth of wisdom may be measured exactly by the diminution of ill temper. That is your yardstick. You want to know how much you've grown? Don't look at your bank account. Don't look at your gray hairs. Look at how long it takes you to lose your cool. Look at how quickly the fire goes out. The wiser you get, the harder it is to make you angry. Not because you don't care, but because you see the strings. You see the tragedy behind the insult. You see the suffering behind the bad driver, the rude clerk, the betrayal. Wisdom is water. It cools everything down. So, what does this wise person look like? If they aren't angry, if they aren't controlling, what are they? It's not about being silent or distant. It's about the quality of the soul. Buddha reminds us, a person of wisdom should be truthful, without arrogance, without deceit, not slanderous, and not hateful. It sounds simple, but try it. Try it for one day, to speak without a single drop of poison, to walk into a room and not think you are better than anyone else, but also not think you are worse, just truthful. No masks, no games, no whispers behind backs. It's a heavy armor to take off, actually. We use our arrogance and our deceit as shields. To put them down requires a courage that most soldiers never find. But you will get hurt, even if you are truthful, even if you are kind. The world has teeth, and sometimes it bites. And when it does, we usually scream, "Why me?" We play the victim. We ask what we did to deserve the pain. Buddha says, when it hurts, observe. Life is trying to teach you something. Pain is not a punishment, it's a lesson. It is the universe grabbing you by the shoulders and shaking you awake. Observe, he says. Not cry, not run, not fight. Observe. Why does this hurt? What attachment is being torn? What illusion is being shattered? If you can stand in the center of your pain and just look at it without blinking, it changes. It stops being suffering and starts being information. And to learn that lesson, you have to admit you don't know everything. You have to admit you've been walking in the dark. Buddha told us, the fool who knows he is a fool is that much wiser. There is a strange kind of dignity in admitting you are lost. The man who thinks he knows the way will walk off a cliff with his head held high. But the man who knows he is a fool, he watches his step, he asks for help, he pays attention. The moment you think you have mastered life, you have lost it. Stay a fool, stay hungry for the truth. And in this search, in this stumbling through the dark, you will make mistakes, you will fail, and you will hate yourself for it. We are our own harshest critics, aren't we? We forgive our friends for murder, but we won't forgive ourselves for being human. Buddha said, you yourself, as much as anybody in the entire universe, deserve your love and affection. Read that again. You, the broken one, the one with the regrets, the one looking in the mirror and seeing only flaws. You deserve the same kindness you give to a stray dog or a crying child. Why is it so easy to be gentle with the world and so violent with ourselves? You cannot pour from an empty cup. If you do not love the being that you are, you have nothing genuine to give to anyone else. But where do we find the instructions for this love, for this life? Do we look to the priests, the teachers, the books written 1,000 years ago? Buddha warned, do not believe in anything simply because you have heard it. Do not believe in traditions because they have been handed down for many generations. Just because it is old does not mean it is true. Just because everyone believes it does not mean it is right. You have to test it. You have to taste the soup yourself. Do not swallow poison just because it was served in a golden bowl by a man in a robe. Your experience is the only scripture that matters. If it brings harm, discard it. If it brings peace, keep it. You are the laboratory. And finally, you have to face the real opponent. It's not the government. It's not your boss. It's not the person who broke your heart. They are just distractions. Buddha says, your worst enemy cannot harm you as much as your own thoughts unguarded. There is no knife sharper than a memory played on loop. There is no prison more secure than a fear you refuse to face. An unguarded mind is a chaotic city with no police. Thieves running wild, fires burning, anarchy in the streets. If you do not stand guard at the door of your own mind, your thoughts will rob you of everything. Your peace, your joy, your life. So watch them like a hawk, because that is where the war is won. We carry so much, don't we? The bags under our eyes are nothing compared to the weight we drag around in our heads. We look at the world and we see chaos. We see enemies. We see bad luck chasing us down like a storm that won't break. But have you ever stopped? Just stopped and looked at what you're projecting? It starts in the quiet, in the dark of the mind. Because the world isn't doing this to you. You are doing this to you. We plant seeds of bitterness and wonder why the garden is full of thorns. It's a law as old as gravity. You can't cheat it. Buddha says, if a man speaks or acts with an evil thought, pain follows him. If a man speaks or acts with a pure thought, happiness follows him, like a shadow that never leaves him. Think about that shadow. It's not something you have to chase. You don't have to beg for it. It's just there. If you walk in the sun, the shadow is yours. But we get it twisted. We think happiness is a destination. We think it's in the new car, the lover who finally understands us, the job title that makes people tremble. We run on this treadmill until our hearts give out, chasing a ghost. But the ghost isn't out there. Buddha told us, happiness does not depend on what you have or who you are. It solely relies on what you think. It relies on the lens. Clean the glass and the world looks bright. Leave it dirty and even the sunrise looks gray. But it's hard, isn't it? Because people can be cruel. Life can be unfair. Someone cuts you off. Someone lies to your face. The rain ruins your wedding day, and you feel that fire in your chest. You feel justified in your rage. But who is burning? Not them, you. You drink the poison and wait for the other person to die. And he reminded us, don't get upset with people or situations. Both are powerless without your reaction. Powerless. Let that word sink in. They have no teeth unless you bare your throat. They have no power unless you hand them the keys to your peace. So why do we give it away so cheaply? Maybe we think being tough means fighting back. We think being strong means crushing what opposes us. We look at the conquerors of history, the ones with blood on their hands, and we call them great. But that's not greatness. That's just fear dressed up in armor. Buddha says, "He who injures living beings is not noble. He is called noble because he is gentle and kind towards all living beings." True nobility is soft. It takes a terrifying amount of courage to be gentle in a harsh world. Any fool can break a glass. It takes a master to mold it. So how do we do it? When the world screams at us, how do we whisper back? When the darkness comes, and it will come, what is our weapon? It isn't a sword. It isn't a shield. It's the exact opposite of what your instinct tells you to do. He taught us to conquer anger with love, evil with good, meanness with generosity, and lies with truth. It sounds impossible, I know. But darkness cannot drive out darkness. Only light can do that. So be the light. Even if your flame is flickering, be the light. Listen close. Can you feel it? That low hum in the background of your life? We spend our whole lives running towards the next high, the next win, the next lover, running away from the silence. But no matter how fast we sprint, the shadow keeps pace. Buddha saw this. He sat under that tree, and he didn't look away. He looked right into the dark heart of it all, and he found 4 truths. Not rules, not commandments, just the way things actually are. The first truth, the diagnosis. Life is dukkha. Now, people translate that as suffering, and you think, my life isn't that bad, but suffering is too big a word. It's simpler than that. It's unsatisfactoriness. It's the squeaky wheel. It's the itch you can't scratch. Even the good moments, they sting, don't they? You watch a sunset, and it's perfect. But even while you're watching it, you know it's fading. You hold your child, and your heart swells. But there's that tiny sliver of fear, the fear of loss. We are always waiting for the real life to start. Once I get that job, once I get married, once I retire. But the arrival never happens. We are travelers who never reach home. We are always unsettled. The second truth, the cause. Why does it hurt? Is the universe punishing us? No, it's us. It's tanha, thirst. We are thirsty ghosts drinking salt water. The more we drink, the thirstier we get. We cling. That's the root of it. We cling to things that by their very nature must change. We want the smoke to turn into stone so we can hold it. We want the river to stop flowing so we can own it. We scream at the universe, "Stay, don't change, be mine." But the universe is a river. It flows. And because we try to grab the water, we drown. We suffer because we demand reality be different than it is. We are at war with the present moment. The third truth, the prognosis. But listen, there is hope. There is a way out. The fever can break. This is nirodha, cessation. You don't have to leave the world to find peace. You don't have to die. You just have to let go. Open your hand. That's it. When you stop clinging to the shore, the river carries you. When you stop demanding the world make you happy, you find that happiness was already there, buried under the wanting. The fire of craving runs out of fuel. And what's left? Coolness, silence, peace. The fourth truth, the prescription. So, how do we do it? How do we let go when our hands have been clenched for a lifetime? There is a path, Maga, the eightfold path. It's not a magic spell. It's not a prayer you say once and forget. It's a practice. It's medicine. You have to take it every day. Right view, right intention, right speech, right action. It sounds like a list, I know. But think of it as a raft. You are stranded in the ocean of your own confusion. This path? It's the wood. You build the raft. You paddle. It takes work. It takes waking up over and over again, catching yourself when you get angry, pausing before you speak, seeing the world clearly without the fog of me and mine. It's a hard road, maybe the hardest, but it's the only one that leads home. Are you ready to walk it? You know the feeling, don't you? That deep, quiet ache in the center of your chest. The one that comes when you look at an old photograph or watch the sun dip below the horizon. It's a beautiful kind of hurt. We spend our whole lives trying to outrun it, building walls, amassing fortunes, trying to carve our names into stone so the wind won't wear them away. But the wind always wins. The Buddha, he didn't look away from that wind. He turned his face right into it, and he saw 3 truths, 3 marks stamped on everything that breathes, everything that is. The first one is the hardest to swallow. Anicca, impermanence. Look at your hands. Really look at them. The skin is different than it was 10 years ago. It will be different 10 years from now. We want things to stay. God, we want them to stay so bad. We want the love to feel like the first day. We want the summer to never turn to gray ash. But it does. It always does. Everything is slipping through your fingers like water. You can't hold it. The tighter you squeeze, the faster it runs. It's terrifying, isn't it? To realize that everything you love is on a timer. And that brings the second mark, dukkha, suffering, or maybe unsatisfactoriness is a better word. It's the friction. It's the burn of the rope sliding through your hands. We hurt not because things change, but because we resist the change. We scream at the tide for coming in. We break our own hearts trying to freeze a moment that has already passed. We are addicted to forever. But forever is a lie we tell children so they can sleep at night. The Buddha said this clinging, this desperate grabbing, that is the fire. That is the burning. So if everything changes and holding on hurts, then who are you? That's the third mark, anatta, no self. This one feels like falling. We think we are solid. We think I is a fortress. But you aren't a rock. You're a river. You are a process, a flow of thoughts, memories, scars, and hopes, constantly shifting. The you who started listening to this is already gone, dead and buried. There is a new you right now. It sounds lonely, I know, to think there is no solid core. But listen to me. Close your eyes for a second. If you aren't solid, you can't be broken. If you are a river, you don't shatter when you hit a rock. You flow around it. This isn't meant to make you despair. It's meant to wake you up. When you finally accept that nothing is yours, not your body, not your money, not even your pain, the heavy weight on your back drops. You stop fighting the seasons. You let the winter come. You let the leaves fall. Because you know the spring comes after. It's not nihilism. It's freedom. The cage door was never locked. We were just holding the bars so tight, we forgot to check. So let go, just for a moment. Let the world break your heart, and then watch it put itself back together. Different, new, and alive. That is the secret. That is the peace.